my name is Gail Howard and I'm from topmargin.com. Today we're going to be discussing writing the Australian resume that may be of assistance to people thinking of coming here, or alternatively people who are writing their first resume and hoping to get into the Australian job market. So let's get started. You know, time marches on. 20 years ago, when I first started writing resumes, they were simply lists of job duties. They included your date of birth, your marital status. Sometimes people put their children's names in, their birthdays, and some of them were even 10 pages or even more long. Well, not any longer. Many candidates from overseas, in particular the United States, are bamboozled with the spelling issue and seem to be in a great deal of confusion as to how they should spell. It's very easy. Australia adopts the British form of the English language, so consequently words that you'll be used to if you're from North America, such as organise, specialise and realise, which all have a Z in them in the United States. In Australia, they have an S, so it should make that fairly easy. Words such as colour, we spell it O-U-R, you spell it O-R. So there's a very easy way to check to see if your spelling is correct for the Australian market, and that is to check the Macquarie Dictionary online, and you'll be able to get the correct spelling. If you're writing a resume for the Australian market, you'll need to use the paper size A4, which is 217mm by 297mm. If you use the paper size used by Japan, the US and Canada, you'll find that the formatting will be out of whack and the resume won't end up looking as attractive for the reader at the Australian end. You know, many people are particularly hung up by page size. People have given them advice and recruiters have specifically asked for 1 page or 2 pages or no more than 4. And people are very confused about what to do. The fact of the matter is the resume needs to be as long as it needs to be and not 1 word longer. So the minute you start losing the interest of the person that is reading it, you've lost their interest and therefore the resume should stop. Now where that should be is usually in the range anywhere between 2 and 4 pages, sometimes 5. Anything over 5 really does tend to be overkill. In Australia, 1 pages are definitely out of vogue and not really accepted by the recruiting fraternity. People who come from overseas to Australia are naturally anxious about what sort of job that they'll be able to get. As a result of that, they tend to want to write a resume that is generic in some way so that they can spread themselves in a lot of different areas and hope that people will see certain skills that will allow them to be suitable for a number of positions. Generally, this does not work. Always go for what you are and what you believe in and what you can do. And a resume that provides a compelling argument for your skills will be the one that wins over a generic resume any time. Resumes that concentrate heavily on duties and responsibilities tend not to fare well with Australian search consultants. Australia is the sort of nation where people work hard and get results, and the results are what the employers or the search consultants are really looking for. They need to know how you stamped your mark on each role, how you made things better than when you first started. Not too long ago, resumes used to be fairly lengthy in Australia, and they used to include things like salary information and reasons for leaving and long, ponderous descriptions of companies' tasks and responsibilities. Well, that is no longer the case. Do not include salary information or expectations on your resume. Do not include your reasons for leaving. These can all be discussed at interview if that is relevant. The level of writing sophistication, as opposed to their counterparts from, say, 20 years ago, has increased markedly. Today it's all about marketing. So consequently, using the first person, I did this, I did that, is fairly amateurish when you come to look at the resume in full. And same with third person references such as Joan did this or John did that. So while that's still used for biographies, third person and first person references tend to be out of vogue with an Australian resume. Instead, try to use words without the I, so spearheaded a new department that, or orchestrated a turnaround. Education is important, so please include any degrees you have and any training that you have recently completed that is relevant to your current career goal. As far as training is concerned, there's no need to put down the institution or when it was done. As far as your degree is concerned, if you're over 30, leave off the date of your degree. Under 30, pretty much leave it on. There are no personal details on an Australian resume, so no dates of birth, no marital status, no religion. Generally no hobbies, although there are exceptions to this rule. Sometimes the legal fraternity like to have hobbies on resumes for new interns or graduates, so that's something that you will have to look in at the time. But the rest of the things, no personal details and no photo as well. Often people ask me whether they should include references on their resume. Generally the answer to that is no. We tend to want to keep our references very guarded and make sure that we only give out names and addresses to people who have an actual job for us and are seriously looking to keep us as an employee. So consequently the answer to that is no. However, there are some exceptions. Some government applications do ask for references, and if they do, yes, certainly include them on your resume. Otherwise you should simply have a separate sheet of paper with the references details and contact details on there, so that when you go to interview, if somebody does ask you for them, you will have them ready and able to be handed over at interview. Having been a resume writer for more than 20 years now, if there's one thing I learned, it's that nothing stays the same. Always check to see what the norms of the countries are. As hiring methods become increasingly sophisticated, so are the methods by which job seekers have to expand their ability to reach their new target audience. So make sure that you come back. There'll probably be another one of these next year, and just to see and educate yourself in terms of the Australian market and what is appropriate for that particular time. I'm Gail Howard from topmargin.com, and you can also contact me on Twitter at Gail Howard or on Facebook at Top Margin. I look forward to speaking with you again next time. Bye.